Hey guys, it's James here from Cigar Reviews, and today we got a big box from leafonly.com. Let's check it out. Alright, so Leaf Only sent this to me a few months ago actually. It's just been so hot that I haven't really been able to do anything with it, but now we can. So let's see what's inside. Do you see that? This is ridiculous. Okay, so they sent Nicaraguan wrapper, looks beautiful. They sent some American Virginia flue-cured, Canadian flue-cured, Nicaraguan Seco long filler, Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, love this stuff. Some Dominican Seco Piloto Cubano, Dominican Volado, some Nicaraguan Viso, Dominican binder, Nicaraguan binder. So that's it on the tobacco end. Oh, wait a minute. Check that out. Some Latakia, fire-cured Oriental, St. James Perique. This is a Chaveta. Yeah, modern Chaveta knife. So if you watch cigar rollers, they're always rolling cigars, and whenever they cut the tobacco, they cut it with a Chaveta, which is a special type of knife. This technically isn't a Chaveta, but it looks like a Chaveta. I feel like everyone has these Alaska style knives. So it's not technically a Chaveta, but it acts and functions just like a Chaveta. Like I was using a pizza roller, this will be way better. I can sharpen it much easier. And then, this is what I actually requested as well from them. So if you're just starting to cigar rolling, this is what you need. I mean, this is, what is my, get out of here, cat. Something about cats and boxes. Okay, so this should be everything that you could want if you want to start rolling your own cigars. Nice package. You can roll about 10 cigars with this. And so if you're a newbie, I'm still a newbie, but if you're a new guy and you don't know what to do, this should really help you out. Open it up here. Let's see what comes inside. So it comes with some Nicaraguan binder, Ecuadorian Seco, got some Dominican Seco Criollo filler. Yeah, that's a lot. That's like a whole pound almost. And instructional DVD, so that'll really help you get started. They also come with this stuff. It's basically, they call it cigar glue. It's called Bermacol, I forget. It's basically like an alternative to using, I use Pectin, but this should be much better because it's a lot less flavor. Pectin is kind of bitter. Oh, look at that. They even come with a little, this is a piece of copper that people used to make caps with. So you can, you can cap your cigar. You can make a perfect circle. It even comes with its own baby cigar mold. So you can make your tiny little cigars here. And you press it together, probably some heavy books or something like that. Now I have my own cigar molds, but this is still a great, if you're just getting started, this will really help you. All right, so for today, I'm gonna do a pipe tobacco blend. I recommend pipe tobacco, starting with that because it's a lot easier. If you're doing cigars, it just takes some time, and there's a drying process, and you got to put it back in the humidor, and you got to let this tobacco meld, and it's a lot more complicated than just doing pipe tobacco. And basically, here's my first blend here. I made this a few months ago. I mean, it's fresh, it's good to go. As you can see, all I did was really just cut up a bunch of tobacco, put it in there in my desired amount, and I just used scissors, but it looks a little uneven. I got some bigger pieces and some smaller pieces. So that's not ideal, but it tastes great. I mean, this is something that anyone could do. You can just make your own ratios. And I think this one was a quarter of each. Latakia, Perique, Canadian, Virginia, and American Virginia. That's what I came up with. It's actually a nice English blend, and it could be as simple as that. This is actually a little bit dry. Put just a tiny bit of distilled water in there. That's all you need, really. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let this stuff hydrate a little bit with some distilled water. And it's just enough so that I can work with it and it's not gonna crack. I mean, ideally, you want it so that it's pliable. The cigar tobacco, it's especially important because you don't want to rip or break any cigar stuff, cigar leaves. Whereas this, I'm just gonna cut it up anyway, but it's still too dry. The American Virginia cured, it smells so good. It smells like a sweet, it's just sweet tobacco, but it smells really good. What's really cool about Perique is St. James Perique here is, I think it's in Louisiana, St. James, Louisiana, or maybe it's a farm, but it only comes from one place in the whole entire world. So it's really cool to see it in full leaf form. You never really see it in full leaf form. Tell you what, it stinks too. Perique is tobacco that's been smoked essentially, just like Latakia. It's been kind of fire cured, This stuff's really dry. So I'm gonna let that kind of hydrate just for like maybe an hour, and we'll come back to it. All right, so an hour has passed. This is some What is this? Latakia. It's a little dry still, but that's okay. I'm gonna let this hydrate even a little bit more. Okay, so I grab about that much Latakia. Grab some St. James Perique. This stuff is gorgeous. Look at that. Just gonna kind of eyeball it, I guess. Okay, that looks about right. So these are not perfect measurements, but I think this will be good. We'll grab some of our American. What's that? Looks about right. We'll grab 2 leaves of that. Look how beautiful and yellow the Canadian is. It's crazy. We don't want any stems. We'll throw that in the side. All right, so we have all our pieces. We've gotten rid of all the stems. And you could just, you could do it in a big pile and visually look at it and go, yeah, that looks about right. I mean, it could be as simple as that. It really doesn't have to be complicated. I've done it both ways where I grabbed the leaves and I stacked them on top of each other, and I did it like leaf by leaf, and then I cut them. But you don't even really need to do that. You could just grab some leaves and cut them up, and it's not rocket science. I mean, not for me anyway. It doesn't have to be complicated. Honestly, this blend right here, this was one of my best blends I think I've ever smoked, and I just threw some stuff in there, you know what I mean? And it tasted great, so. Or maybe you could grab a few at a time. Of course, if you had a tobacco shredder, this would be a lot easier. I wonder if a paper shredder might be good too. The first time I did this, I grabbed a bunch of it and I made like a little roll, like a little cigarello thing. Like that, like a bunch. And I just kind of did this. You could do that method. You can almost make like a little plug almost and just cut out a piece and put that in your pipe right there. Peter Stokkebye's Luxury Bullseye Flake. Like if you were to press that into that flake form, that's essentially all it is right there. Okay. All right, so I could just leave it like this, just nice and rough. It would probably smoke cooler. You'd probably get more flavor out of it, but the burn characteristics might be a little weird. Some leaves might burn quicker than others, so it just kind of depends. But it's not bad. It's just, you might have to dry it out a little more if it's really coarse, All right, so now because I know that this tobacco blend is pretty darn good, I'm gonna experiment. Here's my little spray bottle of distilled water. I'm gonna see if this Tennessee honey whiskey from Jack Daniel's, it's actually like, I don't know, it's more like a honey liqueur. It's too sweet to drink, so sometimes I add it to whiskey. But if I mix it with this, maybe like a 50-50 solution, that might be a great little topping or something like that for the tobacco. So you could try that. You could try adding toppings, Just spray it. You could just sit here while watching TV, like I'm doing, and just do that. And then you're like, wow, this is great. What did you do over the weekend? Oh, I chopped some leaves up. Oh, really? You cleaning your yard? No, just making pipe tobacco. Maybe this is like some ASMR stuff here. Whispers. All right, as you can see, it's still a rough cut. I might come back later and fine tune it. While I'm watching TV, I'll cut it, add more flavoring. But that's pretty much it. You could really make your own pipe tobacco blends. You can, name it whatever you want. You can add your own flavorings, your own whiskey toppings. You put it in your own mason jars and let it let the flavors marry a little bit. But really, it's so simple. You just sit here. It's really relaxing. I'm just watching TV, chilling. You're gonna want a big bowl because you're gonna make a mess. But if you want to start like making your own pipe tobacco, it's as simple as that. Thank you, Leaf Only, for sending me some samples, and I'm gonna make some cigars here soon. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.